Hello, everybody, and welcome to GQUAT Traditions. Saturday edition. So, what just happened? Okay, it says live. Oh, I know. There we are. I must have punched something wrong. Okay, so I guess you'll be coming on in the room soon. It says live. Hello, Crafty Leo. Hello, Joanne Stevens. See you soon, sissy. Unbiased LLC. Hey, hey, hey. Gina, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's rainy here in Connecticut. Oh, I know what's going on. I was wondering about that echo. I was trying to see the chat. It's rainy here in Connecticut, but we needed some of God's water for our plants. Welcome, everyone. So, since the chat goes live very shortly, I will get going. I'm so excited to get to the art quilt part of things. And to that point, I did some research for Rachel, and of course, it's neatly filed on the floor. If you guys have a pen, please write down this this email or this website, because this is where you can get the black batting for using under faces and art quilts and things that you don't want the light to show through. So the name of the company, a company that sells it, is called connectingthreads.com, like it's spelled. Hello, Martika. Thank you for coming and welcome. And it says this is an old sheet. I printed it out, I guess, just so that I could show people. It also shows different size machine needles. So at the point I got this for a black queen size batting, it's $22.99. For king size, Rachel, it's $37.99. But they also have excellent boutiques as well. Um, I'm going to be working over here. You cut your face. Would you know what to do with it after that? Well, good for you. Good for you. So, oh, did you get it? Did you get the one that I sent you, Rachel, or you downloaded it from the screen? Because with this artificial intelligence thing, I got your email, but it doesn't show your email address. So I tried to save it. I went to your site and wrote it down, tried to save it. And then artificial intelligence says, oh, Siri suggested this. You know what I suggest Siri do? Just pucker up, baby. Oh, you did get it. Okay. Okay, Siri, sorry. Oh, you know what? Siri gets smart with you too nowadays. I uh, was at the family home, and my granddaughter said, Siri, call Nana. Hello, Unicorn Lady Tech. So, you know what Siri said? I don't know who your Nana is. In fact, I don't know who you are. You need to go in and put all your information in and say it's you. Well, my granddaughter doesn't even say bad words, but I know she was saying something over there under her breath. So, that being said, we're going to get to the face part, and I know you're excited, but I want to show you what to do in general. And since you are you sell merch, and I know Crafty Leo does. First, I want to show you a face. I have a friend who had the embroidery machine of life, as well as hello, can't stop walking but love mowing. Um, but she didn't quilt and she didn't sew or make bags. I taught her how, and she had a face that she drew that was just a face. Do you see this? And she made this into her logo. And I'm going to try to bring it as close to the screen as I can, because at the time she did this, she wasn't even using any of the fancy stitches. That girl was like, I wear a 14, and, and my clothes were too small for her, I'll put it that way. She walked in the room with a hoop on around her waist like a hula hoop. So I want you to see this for a reason, just some of the things you can do with a face. You don't even need eyes or anything. But I also wanted to show you, she made this out of 5-inch blocks of African fabric. And those of you who are, oh, by the way, those of you who are near, please don't forget to give the thumbs up. So what she did is, her son is a graphic artist. She had him make that same logo that you saw, simplify it, and make it into an embroidery.pes file, because she had, that's the one that her machine took, and I forgot which model she had, and had it digitized so she can put this on anything that she makes. And those of you who have embroidery machines, they're not paying me, but there's a place called Z Digitize on the web. Neither is Connecting Threads paying me. I don't have any remuneration. How many 5-inch blocks do you need for which product? We're not using 5-inch blocks. We're using scraps or whatever you want, Rachel. But I will show you one that you can do real quick. I just want you to see the technique. Okay, so now, what I want to do is show you, not, and another thing, if you want to make your art quilts look like real portraits or different colors, you go in your computer and hello, G Mama Grows. Thank you for coming and welcome. You change your computer to grayscale and print it out. And that way you will see different gradations of skin color, like where the light is on your cheek or whatever. And you should have anywhere from 3 to 5 different shades. I made a little complexion pop plot, mostly of plain color solid cottons. Like, you can go to Joann's, Michael's, wherever you like to go, and just print out swatches of color. You can also dye fabric, like unbleached muslin, I like the Kona brand because it's real heavy fabric, with tea bags. You can boil it, you can use onions. There are ways, and we can work on it together, that you dye your own fabrics. Okay, so I have a range, because I'm black, of different black skin tones. There are lighter than light, but you can use the unbleached muslin, like I said, and then add it to your color palette. And anyway, nobody wants anything pure white unless it's eyes or teeth. Hi, TT. How are you today? Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I also want to show you guys, these are details, because I don't want to go too fast. This is a palette of fabric paint. Anything that you can paint, well, you can use acrylic paint and water it down, but this is paint especially for fabric. It comes in all the basic colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, black, and white, and pink. And you can paint on something. In order to paint on regular fabric, like this is a piece of fabric upside down that was of a lady who's Caucasian. Well, I wanted to turn her into a brown lady. So all I have to do is mix up some paint. But the paint will absorb through regular cotton. So what I do is I iron a piece of freezer paper on the back, and that like blots it and keeps too much paint from absorbing into the fabric. Are there any questions about what we've gone over so far today? Hello, Renaissance Grandma. How are you? I thought about you when I was getting dressed today. I said, oh, she's going to like this, all this animal print stuff. Okay, so I'm showing you this because to show you what you can do with your portrait. And if anybody wants a copy of this, this is a hand drawing that I made. You can screen print it, or you can email me, Ellen Pankey at, let me see if banners show, Ellen Pankey at gmail.com. And of course, if you'd like to help support the channel, help get some equipment so that I could take better videos, like a gizmo or something. You just never see me walking or doing anything. I'm not that good with the camera, and I don't want to trip and fall. Okay, so hide the ticker, talking to myself. So this is something else you can do. I'm showing you this because you may want to work with plain colors. My challenge and the what I'm working on, let me get back to comments, is specifically a challenge using African fabrics. So I will be using all, or if not most, African fabrics. Hello, Miss Patty from Southern Kitchen and More, and thank you very much. This is a project that you can do with you, those of you who have children. Crafty Leo, I know that you do. You may not want them handling a sewing machine. What's the name of the fabric paint? You can get any that they have, any that's on sale. I like to get coupons, but this one is called Tulip. Tulip. Okay. Now, this project can also be done with mixed media. For those of you who have children, you don't want them to use a sewing machine, which can be a dangerous instrument. What you can do is I like watercolor paper. This is not the best watercolor paper. Some of the watercolor paper that I got, like taking classes at the community college, cost $28 a sheet. Joanne Stevens can tell you about custom papers. So, Crafty Leo, what I wanted to show you is this. It's really thick. Watercolor paper is thick because it holds different layers. So you can take a page out of this and do the same project, cut out the fabric that you want to put on it, and glue it on here. And it's not called fiber art at that point. It's called a collage. So you can do this. Those of you who don't want to sew, some of you guys act like you're going to get arrested if you get caught with a sewing needle in your hand, where in fact other countries, Italy, England, the men were the tailors, made all the money, all the money. It's just that the United States, they have all these funny little job descriptions where it's unacceptable, or they're giggling behind their back. So to attach either the fabric or to attach it to paper, you can use Elmer's glue. You can use a glue stick. You can use, whoops, sticky, or you can use double-sided fusible adhesive. I think for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I like heat and bond light because I like it because it's light and you can sew through it. So there's you can sew through it. And I know some of you are anxious to get started, but these are the basics that you can use for any any art quilt. Any art quilt. So I'm going to keep this glue stick here because we're going to use it. So, to answer Rachel's question, what I did next is I cut the pieces out. This is the same piece as this, except I cut this out. Why did I cut them out? Because this is going to be our pattern. This is going to be our pattern. But before we go to the face, I want to show you the basic technique like my friend used on the bag. Let me see, move this over this way. Okay, so let's just say this is your backing. Oh, and by the way, the piece that I used in back of my face was 22 by 26. You can use 16 by 20. You can use any size that you want. So we're going to pretend that we're working actually on the face, but we're going to do a real simple project because some of the men in here may decide that they want to do some art. I didn't have an old CD. There is a quilt that I have made. It's in some of my quilts. It's called African coins or Japanese coins or whatever coins you want. Um, 16 by 20, is that the size that you're using, Rachel, that you're saying? Because that's about almost a fat quarter. A fat quarter is actually usually 18 by 22. Hello, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. I know that you're allergic to sewing machines, so I'm showing some techniques that you can use glue and paper and glue fabric to it, and it's called a collage. So we're going to do a real quick little project, and we're going to pretend that Rachel to ask you about a 5 by 5 block. This is how you can make like an African hut, an American house, whatever you want. This is a 5-inch square. You can take a ruler. I'm not going to use a rotary cutter in this tight little space. I'm going to fold this in half diagonally. And where are my big scissors? Let's see, huts. Men can make huts, right, Mike? Is that acceptable to you, testosterone carriers? Is that okay? But watch this. This is how you make a hut or a house. How about that? Can you guys see how this is coming along? Hello, Erica Taylor. And hello to anybody who came in the room that I couldn't see when I was knocking stuff around over here. That's why I need to get some more equipment. I actually have things. Okay, so how do we get this on there? If you don't want to use any of that fancy stuff or sewing adhesive onto the back of anything, just use a glue stick. Now, I'll be honest, this is Elmer's glue. I did not get the glue stick from the $1.25 store. Why? No reason. It's probably good glue, and I'm not throwing any shade, but I don't know how old it is, And I'm not working on this project to only have, something not work. So I went around the square and I'm putting an X in the middle with the glue stick. Again, you could use Elmer's glue, a dot of any kind of glue that you want. And don't put a lot because you don't want it to saturate through all the layers of the fabric. Rachel, working on your face, you would do the same thing and hold this down. Don't put the glue like real close to the edges. Why? Because you're going to be sewing. You don't want your sewing machine needles stuck to it. And also, you don't want the edges to get frayed by you working on it. My friend's bag that she did, all those fancy machines she has that does all those fancy stitches, all she did was just a straight stitch along the edge. And guess what? That's exactly what we're going to do. Oh, actually, I didn't want to I'll use it on the next one. I just wanted you to see how you could use the same size fabric to make a hut. You see him? How does Rachel say that? Can you see it? Can you see my hut? Can you see my hut, Rachel? Can you see it? Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to put this down and show you. And I'm going to edge stitch along the edge of this. Again, you can make one with coins or the face or whatever you want. And because I've done this pattern so long and I didn't want to repeat it, I'm going to start. I'm trying to get you up close and personal. Oh yes, you can see that part. And I have some neutral colored thread in the machine. I'm going to go forward a couple stitches, go back a couple stitches, keeping my hands away from the needle. And when we grew up sewing, we were all hugged up. I found out like years later that all you have to do is use like one finger to guide. When I used to belong to these quilting guilds and we would sew all day long, they would be multitasking, doing all kinds of things. And now I have my machine programmed to stop the needle in the down position. Okay. I'm getting close to the edge over here. Whoops, I missed. So what happens when you miss? You go back and do it again. I usually sew on the other side, but I'm sewing on this side of the needle so that you guys can see it. Okay. Actually, I can get a little closer. And I cut my strings as I go because I don't want them to get balled up under the bottom and have a rat's nest and tangle up my project. Okay, so you guys already know how to make, whoops, there goes my phone. How to make one project, and it's a hut. You can take your paint, a Sharpie, whatever you want, make a door for your hut, whatever you want. You can paint a door on there. So now we're going over just a little bit. We're stitching, backtracking on this one a little, but why take the needle up and go again? So this is how uncomplicated it is to make an art quilt with fabric, but who knew? This one can get a little bit closer. My depth perception is not good. The here oh okay. And we'll get to your face in about 3 ticks. And when I get to the end, I'm going to back stitch a couple stitches and take it out. Bring it out here, even though I hate wasting thread, and cut it, because I don't want to have to rethread the needle like I do sometimes when I'm talking and not paying attention. Okay. Now look, how cute is that? Wouldn't this even make a nice quilt? You could sew block on block on block. I actually found, had another couple pieces I found in my scrap pile that was yellow like a thatched hook. Now I can take 2 of those blocks and make a casserole pad. I mean, with the batting and all the other stuff. Sorry about that, you guys. Are there? Roscoe says that you're a musician with that machine. I know. If I could just sing along with it. Can you recommend cone nylon thread? I actually don't use nylon thread except when I'm doing embroidery. Yeah, but yes, you can. You can. And oh, which one? Oh my goodness. I buy it in bulk. What's the one that starts with an M? I've got a big, not signature. This is actually quilting. I've got a big Madeira. This is a Madeira rayon blend. It's actually shiny for those of you who don't sew a lot. Rachel has embroidery machines, and that's what she uses, like on her baseball caps and other things. You use the poly cotton, but I have other spools of that. And by the way, Rachel, I have, yes, Madeira. That's a big spool of Madeira. I have a company that when I had a long arm machine, I used to have a studio, a 1,500 square foot studio in my house. And when I bought thread, I bought it in bulk. I also had a vendor's license where you could sell it. You can get your own stand and everything and sell it from your site. Me, I'm retired. Ain't nobody trying to do all that work. Okay. So are there any questions so far? I hope I said hi to everybody. I don't know why you keep falling down. And no, Siri's not there. She better not get smart with me. Okay. So let's get to our face. I'm going slow because I want to show you guys each step of the way. The first thing you have to do are all your fabrics. All your fabrics. You can't quilt, you can't do anything with fabric unless you iron it. Anything that looks like anything. So actually, well, I'll leave the black there just for a backdrop. And I have cut out pieces of fabric almost the size that I will be using. So this is the fabric that I plan to use for the face. But I didn't realize the white lines on it, I wasn't sure about. So I said, well, I'll cut out 2 and make 1 out of this. I like this face better. And then I will actually ask you guys which to decide. 1 I'll put in this piece that I'm making for this challenge. And the other one, I will make a collage or a second. Joanne Stevens works on projects in three. She's working on a glass project and she did it in threes. So, what I did with this one, I took her face and where's her face? Under here? Yes. And I cut her face away from her neck on this one. You see? Because I'm going to make her neck out of a different fabric just for the artistry of it. Just for the artistry of it. So this is the rest of her face and eyeballs and all this stuff in here. And I'm going to put her face over here. Put a couple pins in it. Oh, and by the way, I'm intentionally making mine asymmetrical. I didn't want the face to be like straight down the middle. Everybody's face is straight down the middle. If you want yours to be straight down the middle, what you do is take your pattern and fold it in half and get the middle and then cut out both sides. I'm taking artistic license and making mine different. Why? Because Auntie Ellen is different. That's what she is. So I'll actually save some time. I'm going to pin this. Does anybody have any questions so far? So this is how you make an art quilt. Now, normally I don't cut on top of my fabric because poop happens, right? So I'm just taking and cutting the face out. Oh, what I was going to tell you is that if you decide to keep the face and neck all one fabric, what you do is you can paint the line on or you can draw a line. If you want it to be exact, you can use a piece of tracing paper or you can make your own tracing paper. As soon as I get up here, I'll tell you and show you how because I can't walk into bubblegum at the same time. If you plan on using your template for your face more than once, you can buy the plastic at Joann's or wherever and make a plastic template. I do that with a lot of the patterns I want to use over and over. This is not trash. You put it on the side for other projects. So, thank you, Miss Patty. Thank you. I don't know, Mommy, if you're watching, I'm going to say something about you. My mother didn't allow us to say two words. We couldn't say can't, and we couldn't say we were bored. If we said we were bored, oh boy, you got some chores coming. You got more chores coming. So for those of you who are new here, if this is your first time, or if you're here on the replay, please leave a comment. I love reading comments. I love reading comments. So, those of you who were here before, see, this is why I didn't know if I was going to use this for the face or this for the face. Well, for at least now, I'm going to use this one. Why? Because it's like Erykah Badu says, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my stuff. And I'm going to make it however I want it. So we're going to use this face for the time being. All right. I like the dark brown too. That's why I already had this cut out, and I have even more stuff cut out because I wanted you guys to see. This is what I was talking about between being a craft and an art. When you put all your work into it and your design features and everything, you are artist. You are artist. You are an artist. Okay, so there is the face, the little facey. Just because it came up next, where are her lips? I'm going to put you over there. Her neck isn't on here yet either. So, and she's going to have some nice, thick, kissy lips. Soft, kissy lips. I put the little ones, these tiny little pieces, in a separate small bag. You can use these pieces over and over. And if you cut directly from them, you'll find that they get smaller and smaller or out of proportion, out of shape. So buy the little plastic. I'll show you on Thursday what the plastic looks like. And now look at this. Doesn't this, and this fabric, you can tell the front from the back. It's an African fabric, but I don't even know if I'm going to turn it in for this project because I want to do my art the way I want to do it. But I also had this, which is kind of in the burgundy purple line. So guess what I'm going to do? That looks more like the top lip. And this is how you design. I'm going to put one little pin in here. Hello, Casings 55. Welcome aboard the GQUAT family reunion bus, where good friends become family, and family is everything. So I'm going to, I could actually use smaller scissors, but these are 25 years old and they're still sharp. So I'm trying to make it so that I can show you guys what I'm doing. Oh, her lips just got a little bit smaller. Sorry, girlfriend. I didn't mean to cut your lips off. So one of the points I wanted to make is that when you're pulling fabrics and you're using all these odd pieces, so get more than one color. Take more than one out because you might not like what you originally. But, oh, these are hot. These are hot lips. How about that? No, yeah, that is the top. Now, where is her nose? This is going to be her eyebrow because it's solid. And see, okay, let me ask you guys, you like these lips? I'll hold it up in a minute. I don't know if you can see it. They're a little bit busy, or these lips. There's not as much of a contrast, or maybe I'll make even another color decision. I will wait and see. I will wait and see. So put your other lips over there. Now, I'm going to put her lips back in the bag. Why? Because we don't want her missing lips, Auntie Ella knocking stuff out of the way over here. So I found this piece of fabric in my stash. And you know what I thought? I thought this part going down sort of looked like a nose, right? So actually, I'm not wasting that fabric that much. I'm going to go down as far as possible. And I'm not going to cut it flat across the top. You see where this is cut flat across the top? You're the designer. You make it any way that you want to. Anyone that you want to. Hello, Jags. The honey slicker. I mean, slicker. The honey slicker. The honey slanger. That's what I get for not minding my own business. So, what I'm going to do is when you're sewing, quilting, whatever, you can change it whatever you want. If you're hand sewing, you add a quarter of an inch anyway. So I'm cutting around here, but sorry you can't see through my hand because I want to make her nose a little fatter. So I'm making it a little bit fatter. So I already know Rachel, she likes to work. She'll have her face done when we meet on Thursday. So here's a nose. How about that? And oh, she's coming together, baby, as Mona would say. Can you see her? Can you see her now? Okay, I wasn't going to cut this hat out, but I think I will just because she's so cute. So let's do this. How about this real quick? We'll just make outline cuts because I may just leave some of this purple on here to contrast with the black background. But I wanted to do it live. I didn't want to come and show you, look, it's all done. I wanted you to see the actual creativity process. So, oh, you know what? I could make her a pair of lips out of here if I don't like the other lips. And see, that's why you do things in steps because you can change your mind. It's yours. It's just like cooking. Um, it's just a recipe is just a guide. You can do whatever you want. So, and Jags, if you go back to the beginning of this video, it shows how you can make huts or glue them or something and make nice art projects for your home. So I'm so happy I bought this purple fabric. This is one of my favoriteest, most favorite fabrics that I bought in a long time. I just love it. Oh, the place that I bought all these fabrics that you see right here is a place on Facebook called Quilt Africa Fabrics. And she's based in Nigeria, and she has a lot of clients here in the United States, and she has sales and auctions. You can get discounts, and she mails it over. And so you know that you're getting authentic fabric, and that the people who made it are getting paid, not some middleman in Timbuktu. I know I shouldn't say Timbuktu because that's actually a country, a city in a country, and I don't want to be accused of being anti-religious or anti-racist or anything. Okay, so she is coming along. Hey, Mike. I know that you're married, you and Jags, but if this was your wife before you married her and she was in the club dressed out like this, would you buy her a little smile? a little seltzer water or whatever the lady is drinking or whatever. I'm sure she would be looking beautiful. Okay. So how about that? I might tuck some of this hat under because I mean you can't just plop it on your head. You gotta have some kind of little angle, right? You gotta be looking smooth. So unbiased, this flower is so beautiful. Thank you. We can come up with a time when you can email me. So there's her hat. It's not going to sit exactly like this. We're just roughing it in. But you see how quickly this came together? Okay, now for the eye. I don't usually have white fabric, but I wasn't sure whether I wanted to use the white in here for the eye or the white in another piece. But just for the sake of showing you guys during our hour together, I have as Rachel knows, I have special most embroiderers have special scissors and tweezers and all that stuff, but I keep that over in my embroidery machine. Okay. So hey mama, you winking at them guys or what? How about that? Oh, your lips are crooked? Good. Go ladies, you're gonna get your lips together. Okay. How's that looking? Buy her a tequila shot. you, you holding it down, Odom? Yeah, should be salsa, merengue, barachata, whatever. You was slinging before Honey was on the scene. Well, see, my name is Bennett, and I'm going to stay over here in my lane. So, this little round part of the eye, I actually have another piece of brown. This was actually, I don't want this for her neck. Her neck will look crusty. So, but anyway, her neck would be something like this, just to add some interest to. This is actually two pieces of fabric under there. I'm not going to cut it out now. I just want to see you how the design comes together. And the eyebrow will be black. Oh, I wish I could really pick her up. She'll be glued and together. The brown will be in her eye. Crusty neck, no. Rachel says. Okay, so here's the black for her eyebrow, her real eyebrow, not the paper. But, but, now, where's her nose? Yeah, I will. We still have 12 minutes. You know, I run things down to the last minute. That's how I roll. I'm just going to hand cut a little circle out for the pupil because I want to show you something. Okay. Okay, now she can see you. Now she can wink at you guys. She can wink and thank you for that drink. Hello, Joan Valeroso. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. You love it already, Leo. You know the finished product will be cool. Be cool. Thank you for coming. So there's her eye, and I'm going to put her nose back because I'm going to show you something else really cute, really quick. And just 1 second, please. My eye is watering. So these lips, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I will make an artistic decision because I want to show you something else because I have other lips available. And some of you gentlemen, I know some of you gentlemen like red lipstick, baby, and that wig hat on your head. Well, how about this for lips? You like these lips? I like these lips better. What you figure? What do you think? Mods be on standby. It's coming along. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So we could have lips like this, but we're just going to put this over because I'm going to fold this down and show you something else because art is art. Even though it's a self portrait, you don't have to, I repeat, you don't have to keep it in natural fabrics. Hola, hermana. How are you doing? Okay, so what is this madness of color over here? This is a new background for another art quilt. How about that? How about this? And how about her face being cut out of this? And her nose cut out of the point of here. And her lips being cut out of something else. That's how that's how you make an art quilt out of different fabrics. I was looking at the different fabrics and I saw this fat quarter. I don't usually buy fat quarters, but I must have liked this one at the time. It was folded up with my fat quarter fabrics, or I could make another nose out of this one. I think I like this nose better, especially with it going down. So, and maybe this is called auditioning. She's a spicy lady. Oh, yes, she is. Remember the days when I used to go dance all night, sissy? Mm-hmm. And daddy used to say, don't come home without your sister. Don't come home without your sister. I danced the first dance, the last dance, and all the dances in between. Yes. Okay. Or how about this? How about she could have some purple lips for them honey slingers to be buying some drink. Hello, Maria Graham. Thank you for coming and welcome back from vacation. So these, I like these for lips. What do you guys think about these purple lips? Hey, Mona, sifting some soil. Happy to see you. Thank you for coming and welcome aboard. So I, oh, thank you, Maria. I actually like the purple lips on this one. It matches up here. I don't, and this one, she probably won't have a hat on. She'll just have a face peeking out from among those bar stools and those naughty, naughty gentlemen buying those tequila shots. Because real life happens, doesn't it, you guys? So this would be like three different art quilts in about the same. And look, we've only been here an hour and we've been talking and BSing. Now, Yankee sister says she likes the purple. You got something out there waiting for you, purple now. And so, show of hands. Do you like? Oh, put a one in the chat if you like the first one in the African fabrics. It's like I want to be able to mix and match my fabrics and do whatever I want. I don't I don't I don't enter a lot of my quilts and things in the type of shows where they say, well, you have to buy all my fabric, you have to use this. I want to use what I want to use when I want to use it. Else I take my ball and go home. That's how I roll. You do like number one, Unbiased LLC? Okay. All of you who are content creators, put a three in the chat so that a three in the chat for so that people can write down your site. Hi, Tori's brain. Thank you for coming and welcome. I hope to see you, sir, when you're not running for president. Tori's brain is another channel. It's a lot of fun. He has a lot of brain games. See, I get tongue tied, and it's past my bedtime that time of night. Crafty Leo says, oh, she's saying hi to Yankee's sister. So, guess what? All three of these are going to be quilts, and I will probably make a collage with the paper just so that you could, Crafty Leo, I can see you doing this with your kids, giving them a piece of paper. You guys are welcome to use this. This is just a drawing that I created, or you can take a picture of the kids, trace it, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. So the chat is about to come on with Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick, with Stacy, and possibly Bougie Prepper. She doesn't always come on Saturdays night, but a quilt made of those faces would be awesome. Does that mean you're going to jump in the pool with us, or are you just going to have us in here swimming by ourselves, Mike? What's up with that? Oh, no, it's over there. I have some mail coming out to you Monday, and I changed everything around. So thank you for coming. Those of you who enjoyed the content, please share it out. I would like to see other people creating art. And this isn't even sewing. You can do this totally without sewing and put it in a glass frame for those men who are allergic to thread and a needle for whatever reason. I have a creative eye. I'm always making up some stuff. I'm the one that will shake something loose no matter what. I think some of you heard me say, my sister Joanne Stevens called me one day and said she saw a bumper sticker that reminded her of me, and it said, heaven doesn't want me and hell's afraid I'll take over. I don't know why she said that about her big sister. Okay, so by Thursday, I will have these tacked down, and I will start sewing on them, maybe have them sewn. So please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for coming, and head on over. I'm going over to the chat as well. I love you. Love you guys. Thank you. I enjoy this. This is fun for me. Thank you.